Welcome back. Now let's talk about pensioners, the Nigeria Airways pensioners. Within the last week of October 2017, 7 former employees of the defunct Nigeria Airways are said to have died as the former workers continue to await the release of the 45 billion naira approved by the federal government for the payment of their entitlements. There are 7 of the over 5,000 pensioners of the Nigerian Airways. More than 700 of them are said to have died since the national carrier was liquidated. About 2 months after the money was approved as announced by the Federal Executive Council during the meeting of the 20th September 2017, the pensioners say nothing has been heard. This morning we have in the studio the Vice Chairman, Nigeria Airways Elders Forum, Dr. Steve Mahonwu. Good to have you here.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
And a member of the Nigeria Airways Elders Forum, Helen Efwe. Good to have you here too.
Thank you.
You're not smiling.
Good to see you too.
She is
I would smile.
Nothing to smile about for now.
Well, I wouldn't say so. We're alive and well. We're
Okay.
sitting here,
Okay.
and we hope that Nigerians and the government are listening to us. So there's something to smile about.
Okay, let me start with you then. Tell us about a brief, give us a brief about this issue since the Nigeria Airways was liquidated and up till now. Is it that a bit of the money has been paid or nothing has been paid at all?
Well, about 10, 11 years ago, the federal government paid some money, about 5 years entitlements. That was 2006. I believe. But since then, nothing has happened. And it's not just as if nothing has happened on our side. Year in, year out, our representatives are in Abuja, going from one office to another, trying to persuade government to do the right thing. And in fact, there was no ray of hope until about 2 years ago when the President Muhammadu Buhari came in and showed interest in the matter. Before then, nothing happened at all. There was, in fact, the feelers we got were quite discouraging and distressing. But thank God the President is a Pharaoh who knew Joseph. He recognizes that Nigeria Airways was a strong partner with the federal government for many, many decades. For perhaps 40 out of the 50 years of Nigeria Airways. So he's been, that's what we hear. I mean, it's not as if I had a personal conversation with him, but we understand that, he's been interested in this matter and would like to see it resolved. And we just hope and pray that the key government officials who are involved in this case, we just follow the President's body language, statement, and do the needful.
Okay, Dr. Mahonwu, this money, the 45 billion naira to settle this entitlements, the announcement was made in September. Are you sure you don't need to give a bit more time just so the money can be paid accordingly and then your members can get this?
Even if you allow the civil servant and the public officers working for the federal government of Nigeria, those who are responsible for the payment and preparation of this payment, they will use 20 years to prepare. They will not finish. In the process, we said about 7 people died. Well, about 7 others have joined them. They join every day, they die every day, not because they cannot get food or water to drink, but the stuff, the standard of what they were used to has gone to the past. The money, the central bank governor assured the nation that the money was available, that he will release them as soon as is directed appropriately to do so. He says so to the nation. The Minister of Finance says he's willing to pay, has been directed by the federal government under the premise of Alhaji Mohammed Buhari, who is the president of the nation. Buhari came into picture when he was campaigning for this office. He assured us at the airport when we came to welcome him from one of the northern tours that if voted into power, the Nigerian Airways workers will be settled. He used the word settled. He condemned the idea of getting people to work for you without paying them. So we saw him as a man of hope. We had hope for him. We joined the chorus to campaign for him, voted for him en masse, and by stroke of luck, he won. He has been campaigning before, he has been contesting before. It was not his time. When it was his time, he won the presidency. So as soon as he has been in office, within 2 months, we had allowed him to stay. We started firing. And he doesn't reply. But he will tell you through an aide or through one of the PAs, the ministers, that he will do something. The money was secured, everything, until this money was approved. Some 10 or 11 weeks ago, we have lost about 15 people. The money is ready. When you see somebody on the sick bed, I say, good boy, don't be bothered. The money is coming by next week. If I tell you the number of calls I get, even when I was waiting in your studio, about 10 people have called. Where are you? What are they going to do? I said, when I come back. But meanwhile, to help me to answer a problem, listen to television, channel television news today. They may be able to help me to convey what you're asking me to do. There's people, bureaucracy is one disturbing us. The money is there, physically there. The people who have been doing, you don't need to audit salary. Conventionally, salary is a fixed asset.
So you know that usually they will say they want to do verification. All your documentation
is done. No, we have not even verified. We have been waiting for verification for over 1 year. They have not even, as I'm sitting with you now, they have not even called for verification. I'm not against verification. I'm an administrator. Verification is an essential ingredient for payment where doubts are there. Because John, you can say I'm John without being John. You have to verify, prove your own self, prove your documents, prove what you are claiming for. And they see your identity card, if any, before they sign it and pay you. We're not opposed to that. Give us a date so that our people are continuously dying day by day. They call me one day now. So I lost one just now, a member of my family, because of the same thing. They called me here. What's the problem? He said the boy died yesterday. It's a problem. It's a continuous phenomenon that we want somebody to help us appeal to God, appeal to people in authority, appeal to the president and the presidency, all the bureaucrats working with him, all the civil servants, the minister of finance, the central bank governor has no problem. He said anytime they want the money, just give me a day notice. The money will be assembled. Minister of State for Aviation, Reg Kiadi, and any other officer or officers who are interested in the schedule of payment. We want to be paid so that all of us will not die before our time. Don't ask me that I look bright. My children are feeding me. Because you will tell me now that we are dying, but I look a bit bright. My children are caring for me.
Okay. We'll just take a quick break. I know you wanted to add to what you're saying, but when we come back, you get the chance to do that. Just stay with us.